All right, Steve and I are up here, my forester up here, checking out the log job just to see what's going on.
Bumper tree should take it.
Yeah, he's saying about taking that bumper tree out when he leaves.
There's another one there.
So Troy was up here yesterday. It's still kind of wet, but up on top, up here, it dried out fairly decent. So he come through, he knocked a bunch of trees down. Looks like he's trying to get everything on the ground that we have marked to get out of here. This really, he took a tree there. This really opened this up really nice. That old sugar maple there will just love that.
There's more beech here though.
Yeah. We just made a video with Steve. He was explaining about beech, and the problem with beech is it sends up a lot of root shoots, and you can't really depend on it for a mast crop because it might get a mast crop like every 10 years. It's completely unpredictable. So I was telling him I'd rather go for the oaks. They're a little bit more dependable for a mast crop for the animals.
Look at the amount of maple that sprouted this spring.
Yeah, you guys can, Steve, I don't know if you heard him, but he said, look at the amount of maple that sprouted. There's just tons and tons of maple, and there's a big sugar maple. It's right there. Well, it's not big, but it's a nice tree. There's one there, and there's one right behind it. So hopefully that's well, right there's a soft maple.
I was hoping there'd be more tops in here.
Yeah, Troy cut, this is a beech right here. I told him just to take the beech out because it's just taken over and it's a problematic thing. So what a beautiful day. This is the first nice day we've had, Steve, in what, 7 days? It's
Yeah, I don't want to go back to the house and do anything. I want to do stuff outside all day.
Steve and I were down, when we were down before we drove up, the boys are up on the hill. We heard 2 shots, so hopefully they got a gobbler, at least one out of the 2 shots. But we'll get that story when we get back.
I'll bet you $10 they missed that gobbler because we saw him run across the pasture.
Yeah, we saw this.
When you hear, what was it, 4 shots?
I don't know.
2 guys shooting for sure.
Yeah.
It sounded like a machine gun.
Yeah.
And then we saw a gobbler running for dear life.
He was a big one too. He was a nice bird.
He was so fat he didn't want to fly apparently.
Yeah. You could tell just by his color and his size. Because he was...
Oh, that was a tank.
Yeah,
Across there.
he was probably, oh geez, at least 300 yards away. But we could definitely tell. Yeah, and so all the hemlock is dying off. You can see that one there. It's not looking real shiny. It's probably on its last leg.
I wonder if we could plant European hemlock so it doesn't get the woolly.
Well, maybe. All right, stand by for this commercial break. Okay, so I just walked down over the hill from where I stopped the video, and Troy dropped this soft maple here. You can see it's hollow, that happens a lot with soft maple. And I'll zoom in here. Down there, that big tree laying right there is a red oak, which it looks like the butt's hollow, but that probably doesn't go up too far. And then he dropped another white oak right here. So he's trying to, this is pretty steep in here, so he's probably trying to get as much of this laid on the ground so he can just get it skidded out then, because he's probably gonna have to work from that side to get that stuff up over, and then he might even pull this stuff up and over. Right here is another really good example, like Steve was saying, of the beech tree. So here's a big beech. It's probably at least 18 inches at the butt. But you can see all these sprouts, root shoots that it's sending up. So I'll have Troy take that out for tie lumber, and then we'll spray that. And it's got a big top on. I don't want to shine the camera up there because it's going to be right in the sun. Let me see if I can get it this way. Here we go. So it's got a big top on it, and it's gonna hog up a lot of sunlight. Right there's another beach that's gonna come out. So it looks like it did start raining yesterday. I know after I went to work, so Troy was still up there. There's a nice, let me zoom in here a bit. So right there's a nice red oak key. Knocked that one down too. There's a skid road right there. And it's not as steep on that side, so I'll probably take that stuff up over and be easier skidding for them. But things are looking good. It's going to open up this hall quite a bit, let some good light in, which that's what we're after. Yeah, right here's a good example. This is actually a beech tree shoot. And you can see this is the root, and you can see how it sends up the shoots right off the root. All right, here we go. A good look at a nice top pile here. Now I'll come up here and dig as much of the bigger stuff out as I can for firewood, and then we'll make brush piles up along here. But this whole, I don't know if you can see it. Let me see if I can zoom in here a little bit. Okay, so you see all those little saplings in there? That's all beech. So we're gonna get rid of those. I'd rather have the white oak, red oak, rock oak, chestnut oak, whatever. All right, so this is a view up on the hill. Way down right about there is where we ended the last part of the video. But you can see how much sunlight is coming through now. Really open things up nice. There's still a lot of good sized timber in here to regenerate. Lots of cover. Up here we got a bunch of autumn olive and stuff in here for cover. So this will just give you an idea. This is kind of an update. I think he's done up here, so I don't think he'll be taking any more wood off. To the best of my knowledge anyway. Alright, stand by. Beat me up the hill. He was just commenting on how the deer are walking down the road.
The autumn olive smells good.
Yeah, it's sweet. Yeah.
Here's a good thing to point out is how in the woods up on these mountains, you only have about that much soil that you can grow something in, and the rest of it is shale. See where that tip up went up?
Yeah.
That's because the roots never went down in there. They just spread out across the surface because there's nothing for roots to have down there. It's all just rock.
Yeah. That's a good point, because it probably can't push through that shell very much.
What I've seen many times when guys try to make a food plot, they hire a dozer guy and they come and they just clean everything off and they end up with dirt that looks like that. And they wonder why they don't have a food plot.
Yeah, it's solid shale. Well, folks, this is going to be a fun ride down the hill. So.
It's a ski trip.
It's a ski trip.
Just put it in low and let her fly.
Well, I had it in low and I was having a hard time steering, so. This thing doesn't have it. First and second gear is in the lowest gear, so it won't stay like granny gear. Oh boy, this is gonna be a little dicey. She's a little slimy.
It doesn't look wet.
I know, but it
is.
but it is.
Nice thing about it, you got a nice escape runoff.
Yeah.
Down the bottom of this.
Oh, here we go.
Here the guy was trying to get his skid trails dried out and put ruts in them. Let's look at the field fence.
All right, we're going out here and look at the meadow.
Look at that autumn olive. If deer ate that, it would be the secret weapon. Oh, goodness.
Well, the pear tree's still looking good, but there is a crap ton of autumn olive. Yeah, I probably should mow that off before I till it. Yep. So I'll mow all that off and then I'm gonna till it. We're gonna plant some seed in here. So you see that, folks? That's what you call a pine plantation and a biological desert. It's irritating. Well, folks, I got down here. Troy's loading up a load of logs. He just as proud as a peacock up there on top of that log truck. This is the load he brought down yesterday. Looks like a lot of nice timber. Oh, now he's gonna, he's just showing off. All right. Well, we're gonna end this here. God bless each and every one, and I'll see you on the next one.